Hello everyone and welcome back to the Okie Hippie Farm Channel, where today we're going to be crafting the trim for the two Crescent windows. You can purchase these from one of the big box home improvement stores, but it's a custom job and was going to be around $1,000 per window, which was actually more than the cost of the windows themselves. So I decided I could make a lot of do-it-yourself mistakes for $2,000, so here we are back at it. We started off by tracing the outline of the crescent shape.
At the bottom, I guess. Oh, wouldn't hurt. You think that's enough? Probably is. Yeah. I don't think we just. Unless you just have to hold wherever you're at. You can hold it yourself. Okay. All right. Okay.
Once we had the outline of the shape, we cut the cardboard so we could trace that shape onto the plywood to be used for the trim. Next, we had to mark the plywood for the width we wanted the trim to be. All the trim in the cabin was a width of 2¼ inches, so we kept that consistent for the Crescent windows. And here we are using a piece from a wall panel to make the outside outline of the trim for the Crescent. I can't remember the name of this paneling, but it came in a 4x8 sheet at Lowe's and was extremely thin. We'll use this later to make the interior of the Crescent window trim. The sun was so bright that day that we were having problems seeing where we had made our markings.
Yeah. Where? Right here, my thumb. Right here. Right there's mark right there. Right here? Yeah, right there. Okay, from here, yeah. Just gotta get 3 or 4. Okay, there's 2 right here.
Cutting the plywood with the jigsaw was not easy, given that this was a finished trim we were making. Jigsaws tend to jump around on you quite a bit when using them, so I was concerned about having a wavy cut. I had to complete 2 of these, so needless to say there was a lot of jigsawing that day, and the pace was slow on this task, as you can see. Once one was completed, you can imagine my excitement to do the second, and while we were trying to not cut the picnic table.
Yes.
Finally, the Crescent trims were crafted and installation was next and relatively quick. Here's one of the finished Crescent windows that we were just working on. You can see the framing there, of course. Here is the little thin paneling piece that I'd spoken about that we bent. We cut it to size. I can't remember exactly what that was called, but it's by the plywood at the home improvement stores. And one thing I'd point out is when I was tracing the outline of this, you saw at the very beginning of the video, just remember that you've got the bottom piece that you have to add. Now what we did is we just cut the crescent shape to the bottom of the window and then added kind of this base framing piece. And of course we had to, when we measured that, we measured to here, but then we had to add the 2 1/4 inches so it would match up with this crescent shape. So just kind of keep that in mind. You know, this, when I was building this cabin, I thought, you know, that this crescent shape would kind of accentuate the shape of the overall cabin. And I still agree with that. I love these crescent windows. I'm glad that I did it. But I will point out that it did add a lot of construction delays. So for example, here on the accent window, or I'm sorry, the accent wall, when we were working this, you know, we started at the bottom and worked our way up, and we didn't know exactly how we were going to frame this window yet and didn't have it ready. So we kind of had to stop here. And then, you know, we worked with, at the time, Lowe's. We were trying to figure that out, if we were going to go with them or not. And when we decided not to go with them and try to do it ourselves, then we had to figure out exactly what we were going to do. So anyways, just pointing out that, you know, if you decide to go this route, it's going to look very good in the end. And you'll probably be glad that you did it, but there might be a little bit of heartache getting there. But hopefully my videos will help you get with some ideas as far as what you can do in order to get that framing around there. Okay guys, so I only have 2 videos left, believe it or not, and I know you've been waiting on them for quite a while, so I'm gonna get those out here pretty quick. The next one is actually gonna be the final walkthrough of the arch cabin after we completed the build. I haven't recorded that yet. I'm excited to do so, and probably gonna get that done here in the next couple weeks. And then the last video that we have planned is what we're calling a war room discussion with the usual suspects. We're gonna talk everything behind the scenes that you weren't privy to as we were doing the build itself. So that ought to be a fun one. So until then, I'll see all you hippies and hippie wannabes soon.